Well, local leaders in Chicago are certainly bracing for a wave of ICE and Border Patrol agents sometime this week amid some very vocal pushback. Listen to this.
What his ultimate desire is to come into our city, to break the Constitution, and to break our democracy, and to break our city. He is reckless and out of control. He is the biggest threat to our democracy that we've experienced in the history of our country.
Chicago Mayor Johnson there. So are all of these decisions from Trump leading further away from democracy into autocracy? I mean, what is the message that the administration is sending, Rev?
The message is that the president is seeking to be what he joked about, or was he joking, is the question about a dictatorship. Isn't it ironic that the Republican Party and the conservatives in general were the ones saying that national government should not interfere with states? They were the states' rights party. And now all of a sudden they want national government to do exactly that. So this is clearly an overreach, and it will not protect citizens from either those that are criminal that have been here as immigrants or those that are committing crimes in these cities. The real question is, why is this president being very selective? Crime rates are higher in the home borough or the home district of the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, than it is in the whole state of Maryland, in Baltimore, or in Chicago. Why aren't we sending National Guard there? Why aren't we sending ICE other places? Why is this being so selective? So he's trying to feed red meat to his base, and he's trying to, in my opinion, profile blacks in higher office.
So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson was recently on Morning Joe, where he was unclear whether he would welcome federal funding for law enforcement. Take a listen, Rev.
Do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer if you got all of those other extraordinary programs put back into place, which do have a history of being successful, if that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets of Chicago?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no.
What's your takeaway from that exchange, Rev?
My takeaway is that clearly the mayor, who will be on Politics Nation today, is saying that you cannot deal with an end result without dealing with root causes, because then you're only going to be getting the same results. They need to have programs funded. They need local police funded. When you see cities where they've taken away $1 billion from what is needed in the city in terms of these areas that they claim they're concerned about, then how is the remedy to bring in federal officers, law enforcement, or designated by the federal government? Are we trying to find a solution, or are we trying to scapegoat people for a problem that all of us are concerned about? And there is documented evidence that we have been dealing adequately in some of these cities. The ones he's named, all of these cities, they've been adequately taking crime down and doing what they're supposed to do in terms of dealing with immigrants.
Okay.
So the line is that I'm a dictator, but I stop crime. So a lot of people say, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator. But I'm not a dictator. I would have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it. They say, we don't need him, freedom. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator.
And 5 years ago, I mean, during the COVID pandemic, we all remember when Donald Trump said, when you are the president of the United States, the authority is total, and that's the way it's got to be. And his allies at the time said, well, look, it's just a figure of speech. He's just joking. We've been saying that for far too long. Donald Trump is not joking. And, even with this interview with the Daily Beast about Comey and Brennan, I don't know if he's going to try to arrest Comey and Brennan. He is going to try to arrest his enemies, though. He is under withering pressure to do that. And whether you think he's got cases or he doesn't have cases, to him, it does not matter. He has to put people in handcuffs. At least in his mind, that's what he thinks has to happen. But it's so much bigger than that. I mean, the revenge, Eugene, as you already noted, extends to people's cities. It extends to their money. He's going into places like Chicago. If he pushes Lisa Cook out of the Fed, it's just a step away from him fully taking over the Fed. And I think a lot of Americans don't understand what that actually means. But we have a really, really clear playbook of what happens when a would-be authoritarian takes over monetary policy in a country. And it typically results in runaway inflation, increase in the price of goods, destabilization of the economy, and capital flight. People will stop investing in the United States, the US dollar will suffer, and your average American will see their savings account become worthless. That's what it means, and that's why people need to realize Trump's revenge campaign is not some abstract thing that doesn't affect them.